Today we say goodbye to a legend. A voice that defined a generation, a man whose music shaped the soul of heavy metal, Ozzy Osbourne. The Prince of Darkness has taken his final bow, and fans across the globe are mourning not just an artist, but a cultural icon who left an indelible mark on music history. At exactly 1 p.m., a black hearse carrying the body of John Michael Ozzy Osbourne made its way down Broad Street, the same street where his musical journey first took root. This was no ordinary procession. It was a moment of reverence, of remembrance. And Birmingham, the city that gave birth to heavy metal, honored one of its most legendary sons with dignity and love. Ozzy's funeral procession wasn't just a formal route, it was a symbolic journey through his legacy. Family members, walking closely behind the hearse, were joined by Boston Brass, a local brass band whose somber tones filled the air. The band didn't just play music, they told a story, one note at a time, of a man whose voice once echoed in the darkest corners of rock. The procession came to a pause at a particularly emotional stop, the Black Sabbath Bridge and Bench, a landmark that fans have turned into a sacred shrine since the announcement of Ozzy's passing just a week earlier. Flowers, letters, candles, and vinyl records lined the bench, transforming the space into a tapestry of grief and gratitude. As the hearse paused, Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy's wife of more than 4 decades, stepped out, her face marked with the quiet pain of loss. She was joined by their children, Jack and Kelly Osbourne, and other close family members. Together, they laid flowers among the thousands already placed by grieving fans. Sharon, who had stood by Ozzy through decades of triumphs and struggles, stood solemnly before the bench, visibly moved. Kelly clutched her mother's hand tightly, while Jack stood protectively beside them. The family didn't speak, but their silence said everything. In that moment, grief and gratitude hung heavy in the air. The streets of Birmingham were filled with people, some young, others old. They came from across the UK and beyond, drawn together by a shared love for the music that Ozzy helped create. The Birmingham City Council, in collaboration with the Osbourne family, had moved swiftly to organize this public farewell. They ensured the space was safe, respectful, and open for fans to express their love, their pain, and their memories. A council spokesperson later said, "Ozzy Osbourne was not just a musician. He was Birmingham. This city helped shape him, and in turn, he helped shape the sound of this city forever." While thousands gathered in the streets for the public farewell, a more intimate goodbye was held later in the day, a private funeral ceremony attended only by close friends and family. The service, held at an undisclosed location, brought together those who knew Ozzy not just as the frontman of Black Sabbath, but as a husband, father, grandfather, and friend. Sharon, Jack, Kelly, and Ozzy's son Louis Osbourne, from his first marriage, were present, as were his grandchildren. It was a quiet ceremony, deeply personal, and closed to the public. Ozzy Osbourne's death at the age of 76 marks the end of an era, but his legacy is far from over. From his early days growing up in a working-class Birmingham neighborhood, to fronting one of the most iconic rock bands in history, to becoming a beloved reality TV star in the 2000s, Ozzy's journey was anything but ordinary. He faced addiction, health issues, public scrutiny, but he also found redemption, love, and unwavering support from fans who saw themselves in his imperfections. He once said, "I'm not a role model, but I'm real. And if being real makes me a role model, then I'll take it." And real he was. Through every scream, every stumble, every standing ovation. The end, but not really. Ozzy Osbourne may be gone, but his voice still echoes through generations. Every guitar riff, every thundering drum beat, every anguished lyric he sang will live on in the hearts of millions. In Birmingham, candles still flicker on Broad Street. At the Black Sabbath bench, fans continue to gather, some in tears, others in song. As one fan put it, he gave us permission to be weird. To be loud. To be broken and still be powerful. Today, we say goodbye to a man who redefined what it means to be a rock star. But in truth, we'll never really lose him. Because legends like Ozzy never truly die, they just go a little quieter. Rest in power, Ozzy. You were the darkness that lit up our world. We'll see you on the other side. See you in the next video. Goodbye.